The high school is buying shoes for the boys football team and the boys soccer team. The sizes of a 3-school population's test scores are shown as box plots. What? I don't know. That's confusing because I'm assuming we want shoe sizes, not test scores. Anyway, no big deal. We're going to answer the questions about the box plot, whatever it is. Which school's scores are the most spread out? So you are finding the range, right? Range and spread are the same. So the range is the biggest number. It's an 83. Subtract the smallest number. I think that's a 75. So the range for A is 8. You have to find the range for B and the range for C. When you find that, you'll be able to answer that question. Maybe you're even able to answer it without calculating anything. You can just look at the score, at the box plots. Which school's greatest and least scores are closest to each other? So this one has the most range. This one has the least range. Which school's lower quartile is the same as another school's median? Now remember, median is the middle. That's this right here. That's the median. And lower quartile is that's the dot at the beginning of the box. So you are looking for a median and a lower quartile to line up. And it will be the schools with the lower quartile that goes here. This one says, I don't even know if it's number 4 or not. The numbering seems to be weird too today. No worries. The table shows preferences for a type of restaurant. Which statement best describes? So we're looking for true. A comparison between the two populations. So it looks like 42 women like diners, 104 men like Asian food, 115 men like Mediterranean, 98 women like steakhouse. So it says the steakhouse is less popular among women than the diner is among men. So what's the number for the steakhouse women? 98. And what's the number for diner men? 73. So 73 is less, or I'm sorry, 98 is less than 73. Is that true or false? False. B says Asian restaurants are equally popular among women and men. Well, they're not exactly equal, but they're pretty close. So maybe. C says the steakhouse is equally popular among women and men. So let's see, steakhouse. No way, Jose. A lot more men like steak than women, so that is false. So this is what I would do. If D is the answer, I would choose D. If D isn't good, B must be the answer. So it says the steakhouse is equally popular among women as Asian restaurants are among men. So steakhouse women is 98 and Asian restaurants men is 104. That's close, but it's not as close as Asian women and Asian men. These two are closer. I'm going to choose B. It's best described, so sometimes it's not perfect. You got to be the judge. This says find the percent of votes that each candidate received. I'll help you do A and then you're on your own. So if it's a percent, you got to have a proportion. And percent's what I'm looking for, so that's my X. Candidate A, oh, they put the numbers, how nice, has 105 votes. But I don't know what the total is. Gonna have to add them up. So 105 plus 70 plus 175. $350. So if I solve that, 350x and 100 times 105. Once I get my equation, all this doesn't matter. Now I'm just solving this equation. So I'm going to divide both sides by 350. These cancel out. And I do this part on scratch paper. Maybe 3. Bingo. I love that. Check that out. 30%. You're going to do the same thing. Your proportion's going to look the same as this one. Your total's even going to be 350. The only thing that's going to change is this right here. I don't know what that 5 is. I think it's a 5. Don't pay attention to that. It's just 70. Nothing weird. So I don't know if you remember this or not from our practice, but maybe you do. Which statement best compares the two groups of data? A says the shape of data distributions for flower A and flower B are symmetric. If it's symmetric, I can cut it in half and both sides are the same. Is that true for flower A? It's true. What about flower B? If I cut it in half, I don't even know that that's half, but if I did, it's not the same on both sides. So I'm looking for best. So I'm looking for true. A is not true. The spread growth of flower A is greater than the spread growth of flower B. So we've got to find the spread. That's your greatest minus your least. Spread and range are the same. So I have 9 minus 2. And spread for B is going to be 9 minus 3. So is A greater than B? Now C says the median growth of flower B is less than the median growth of flower A. So now you have to find the median. That is where you mark off back and forth, back and forth. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Until you get down to 1 dot. Here I get down to 2 dots, because if I cross them both off, then I'm left with nothing. So what is in between 5 and 6? 5.5, right? 5.5. You're going to have to cross off back and forth all the dots to find the median of flower B. Is the median of flower B less than the median of flower A? And D, you don't have to find anything with because you've already done it. The range, which is the same thing as the spread, the range for flower B is greater than the range for flower A. Is that true? Eight says the dot plot shows the number of siblings each student has in class A and in class B. Based on the data in the dot plots, what are the ranges for class A and class B? Easy peasy, guys. Class A, class B. You're taking the biggest number with a dot minus the smallest number with a dot. Don't count 4 for A.